No nonsense gin drinking. All gin, no nonsense.
Hello gin lovers, welcome back. I am Bobby Freeman and today, my friends, we have this rather sort of, what's the word? Rather blue looking gin for you on the show. It was worth searching for, I think, in the end. And it goes by the name of the London No. 1 Gin. Now that's quite a claim because there are quite a lot of gins which originate here in London, but apparently this is the number one. I'm not sure if it's voted number one or it's just called number one in the same way that number 3 is called number 3, but either way, we shall bloody well find out. And as you can see, it is genuinely a blue gin. It's not just a blue bottle like the Bombay Sapphire, which makes out like it is a blue gin. It's actually a blue gin, if you can see there. Now, I have no idea what makes it blue. It's kind of cool because it puts me in mind of Breaking Bad a little bit when they had the blue meth. Just to be clear, I'm not suggesting there is any meth or any other kind of drugs related to this. Can't believe I have to say that, but that's the world we live in. But I'm sure we shall find out at some point during this video. So I say, my friends, we mess around no longer. Get the old, get the iPad unlocked and have a look and find out. Smooth as ever on this show, as always. Now, it's a London gin. I should probably do my London accent. Have I got my London flat cap in here anymore? Don't think I have. Oh, a sponge, I was looking for that. I've only got the Viking helmet, the cowboy hat, the Australian hat, and the badass bandana, but no London hat. Okay, I'll just have to do the accent minus the hat. Unless, there's a bit of a laugh, do you reckon I could get all of these hats on and do it, even though that's nothing to do with London? I've just got all the hats here. Do you reckon I could wear all the hats at the same time? That, to me, sounds like a challenge. The London No. 1 Gin is a unique gin in all its components. Oh, God, this beard is disgusting. Okay, this was a bad idea. I'm glad I took the challenge on, and I think I've completed it. However, it's not making for a very easy video, so I'm going to abandon it. Right, okay, let's carry on. And also, it's extremely hot in the studio today, so it wasn't a good day for that challenge. It's all the components that give the London No. 1 Gin its singular character. The quality of the ingredients, the distillation method, the colour and the bottle's design. Distilled in small batches in the heart of London, this gin's unique flavour is the result of the quality of the raw ingredients used, as well as its distillation in pot stills, traditionally the only stills used for distillation in small quantities. And that's it, to be honest, that's it. It doesn't really give us any more information. I don't know why. It doesn't talk about the botanicals or anything, or even why it is blue. So it remains a mystery. I did look up on Amazon where I bought this from. It just says things about the nose. The nose reveals delightful sense of juniper berries. Well, I could have guessed that because it is a gin. But this is interesting. Balsamic tones. I've never heard that applied to gin before. I've never heard balsamic tones. I've just realised there's a small dried leaf on the desk today. This is the joys and the advantages of having a studio in your dusty garage. But no, it's a mystery. So I say we crack open the bottle and try and solve some of those mysteries. But before we do, just a little note to say, if you like this sort of stuff, if you like sort of this nonsense that I talk on here, there's plenty more nonsense on my new channel, which is called The Bobby Freeman Show, which I will put a link in the section below, and one of those card things that comes out here. So head over there and support me if you would like to. So anyway, in the meantime, we shall crack this fella open. So I think this is going to be, usually I struggle with these things on the top, but I think this is going to be, oh, hang on a minute, I'm just going to tease it off. I can't get enough purchase. 1 second. Here we go. I'm just going to tease it off. Not quite as easy as I thought it was going to be. Straight off. There we go. And it does have a lovely sized cork in there. So we know what that means. It's the London Cork Test, isn't it, mate?
The London Cork Test, you c***.
So here we go for a squeak. Where's the microphone? There we go. Oh my Lord above! Listen to that. A harmonious, like a choir of angels of a squeak there. Absolutely beautiful. I haven't had a squeak for ages. Go for the full pull. Oh, not bad. I tell you what, squeak and pull combination, that as far as they go, that's pretty good. But of course, it doesn't really matter because, you know, it's just a bit of fun. So then, let's get her in the old glass and have a lovely little sniff. So, here we go. I'm not sure why I did that in such a falsetto voice, but, you know, that's the sort of thing that can happen on this show. So, going in. Very nice. Smells like gin. Nothing kind of really stark and contrasting standing out there. I can tell you it's a bloody strong gin. It's a 47% ABV, which is one more than the old number 3 over here, which I tend to use as a benchmark because it was one of the best gins I've had, but it kind of... yeah, it certainly smells quite strong. Quite kind of intense in the citrus and the kind of the heavy on the juniper as well. All this kind of the normal. I don't think there's going to be much to write home about on this gin, but whatever is there, it's kind of intensified, which often happens when we have the slightly stronger gin. Not sure why I've left the sponge there today, but it's there now, so I think it's going to stay. It might even be a regular part of the show until I use it to wash my car. Anyway, let's make, and we almost had a disaster today because I thought I'd run out of tonic. However, I came out here and I found one on the floor down there. God knows how long it's been there, and the top wasn't particularly tight, so it's going to be a little bit flat. So let's get it in there, make a nice thing. Now then, on the stronger gins, it often louches, which is when the gin turns slightly cloudy. But to be honest, doesn't seem to be doing it today. And also, to be honest, I don't really care. It's just a bit of interesting information for you. Anyway, let's try the devil. So as I say at this point in the show, and always, thank you to all my wonderful patrons and my YouTube members who are literally paying for this gin on the show and keeping this channel going. So here we go. London #1 gin. I say to every last one of you, cheers. Now that's interesting because it's not kind of the wham bam hit I thought it was going to be with that 47% ABV. It's not always a bad thing. It's just not like a great big truck, ABV truck, hitting you full on. It still hits you, but it's like there was a big mattress attached to the front of it. So it's a slightly more shock. The shock was slightly absorbed. And if you can think of a more bizarre metaphor for that, then you are a better man or woman than me. Anyway, let me try and sort of portray what it is like for you. It's kind of, it's a bit kind of, it's kind of fresh. There's kind of a sort of an aromatic, almost minty kind of quality to it, which I guess would kind of go in with the, would make sense with the kind of the colour. They said on one of those things I just read out on Amazon, what was it, balsamic qualities. I'm not sure I'd describe it as balsamic, to be honest. I love a bit of balsamic, by the way, but assuming they're meaning the sort of the balsamic vinegar sort of taste. I love that. I wouldn't put it in gin, but I do like it, especially on onions. If anything, I'd describe it as definitely a kind of a sort of a lifting, rising sort of sensation, and there's a freshness about it. As I say, a kind of a mintiness. Bordering on, this is going to sound bad, bordering on kind of, you know, that sort of minty freshness when you get a mouthwash. It's a little bit like that. And to be honest, in terms of juniper, not as much as I thought, judging by the smell. It was quite heavy in the smell, but it's definitely present in there. But it's more about the freshness here. You're not getting much in the way of citrus or warming spices or anything. It's quite sort of, it's not got huge depth of flavour. But that's not to say it's completely devoid of flavour. There's definitely flavour in there, but it's definitely a kind of a more of a cooler end of the flavour, more sort of a cooler, refreshing kind of gin, which is interesting because it's kind of unique, really. I don't think I've experienced that before. What is that? Oh, that's the bit off the bottle. I don't think I've experienced that before. That's kind of, you know, I try a lot of gins doing this show, and very often you do get you get similarities. You're bound to, but that's a kind of a new thing, and I think it puts me in mind of the Nords or Nordes, I can't remember. I've got a feeling that was a little bit minty as well, so maybe if you're going to compare it to anything, it's probably going to be like that. However, let's try it neat in my beautiful, wonderful, no-nonsense gin-drinking branded mug, which you could be the owner of as well if you click the picture of it below. So let's stick that in there. Put that back there. Have I put that back to front? I think I have. It looks the same way. It doesn't matter. That was a bit boring, wasn't it? Never mind. Right, try it's neat. Here we go. There we go. Oh, wow! Now we're getting the kick of the ABV. Oh, that is a real sting, a sizzler on the tongue. But again, very, very extremely fresh. I'm still going on this mouthwash metaphor. It's definitely a little bit of the mouthwashy kind of quality to it. Personally, it will come as no surprise. I'm not really enjoying that. I don't think you get much. There's not much in the way of flavour at all, to be honest, there. But so it's definitely going to be, if anything, I'd say go with it. Neat gin drinkers, give it a go. Let me know what you think. But I wouldn't have that without tonic, personally. So then, a curious gin so far. However, is the price curious? Well, I can tell you now, it is a very, very good price. Because as I say, for gins, I don't like to pay above £30, and for the smaller gins, I go up to 40. This, I don't know what it is really, because I think it's available many, many places in the world. So I would guess it's kind of bordering on the mainstream, in which case we are good, because it is just a tiny shade underneath the £30 bracket. I got it for like £29 and something, which is, I forgot to do the calculation. Hey Siri, what's £29 in dollars?
It's $35 US.
$35 US. And in euros?
34 euros.
And 34 euros, there we go. Live calculation for you. You don't get that on other YouTube channels, do you? Which I think is an extraordinarily reasonable price to pay for a gin. So guys, to sum up, kind of a curious one today. I don't think it's going to be one of my favourites, but it's certainly, because I wasn't hugely keen on the Nordays. However, that's not to say it's bad. It's not, perhaps not to my personal taste, but as I've said, I think I've kind of conveyed to you what it's like. Very sort of aromatic, fresh, almost bordering on minty. So if you like the Nordays gin, I think you're probably going to like this one. And whatever you say about it, it's certainly original. And I always like originality, because to be honest, at the moment, the stage we're at with gin, it's extremely difficult to be original, because there are so many of the damn things out there. So I would say, all in all, a good job by my friends at the London No1 Gin Distillery. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video today. If you found it useful, informative, or anything else at all, if it evoked any kind of emotion, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Press the like button on the video, or if you want to support the channel, head over to the Patreon page, or click the join button below this video, or if you want to go and watch more of me on The Bobby Freeman Show, head over to The Bobby Freeman Show, the link for which is in the section below. But until next time guys, you all know the drill. Take care, stay safe, and thank you to all my wonderful patrons and members, and of course, keep drinking the gin.